Yeah, I said the same thing when they said Wright Street. I said, whoa. You taking him down through there, ain't you? Taking him to Rikers. Today I got Jarrod Sims, who is the president of the Birmingham Contractors. In case you didn't know today, the judge sided with the BJCC. A lot of people said, Chris, you knew that was going to happen. Honestly, I didn't. But it was some things said in the court that I need you guys to hear. And I talked to Mr. Jarrod Sims early. He's going to get here. I'm expecting him to be pulling up in a minute now. So if you hear me put the music on, I mean, I'm going to get him. And I know Jonathan Austin said that he was going to try to come by too, which is one of the attorneys for this. So a lot of y'all are asking questions about this. So we just want y'all to have the answers, y'all. That's all. That's all we're about here. You want the answers. We're going to give them to you. But this young thug case, y'all, I'm sitting there like, wow. Did he just told this man he was in tip to court? He like, all I want is what y'all talked about. You can't tell me that. What went on in my chamber? No, but you talking about my client in your chambers. I need to know what you're doing. Oh yeah, Judge Shots. Come on, man. We're gonna get to the bottom of all this today once they all show up. How about that? But we had good conversation yesterday, and we had great information yesterday, and a lot of y'all didn't get a chance to get in. So we give y'all a chance to get in right now at 205-994-8949, because what I don't want to happen is you not being able to get your questions answered. Can we get that? He said, don't forget he asked to work on the case and be in the cell with Young Thug. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that meeting must have had some serious implications to the fact that you're going to keep it from the defense. That's not good. That's not good. A 205-994-8949 is something you want to add before we get Mr. Jarrod in. Here's your opportunity to call. And that's what I want you to do. We're going to have a conversation today. Big stuff happening today. Let me tell y'all something interesting that happened to me last night, man. I do this every now and then when I get bored. When I go to reading and I finish reading, I'm like, what am I reading? Let me do something. So I usually go on some of these sites and do, have you ever had a conversation online with a true MAGA head person? Oh, my goodness. It's astounding. I mean, my head was hurting. Thought I saw somebody coming on the porch, but I didn't. Don is not really a MAGA head. Come on, y'all. Let's get it started early. V94.9, WATV. What's going on? There you go with the radio up again. What's up?
Hey, Chris.
Yo, if you turn the radio down, you can hear me.
Hey, radio, man, that's TV. I got all this stuff on trying to listen.
Yeah, turn it
man.
down. Don't be trying to listen to me and then I'm saying your name and you ain't. I'm saying hello. Well, what up?
As much as say hello. Hey, man, I was down a couple of days ago when Mr. Blankenship he was accused himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I went down there to the break today, and I thought about and then I didn't go back after the break, but I just saw on the news that she dismissed the case, like she dismissed it, like she said. They were asking for a motion to dismiss. I thought about the brother Randall Robinson, and the judge stressed the law. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be real brief and quick.
You said she stretched or she stressed?
Stressed. She stressed the law.
She stretched the law, like if you pulling on a rubber band.
Stress. Stressed.
Stressed. Okay,
What
gotcha.
the law is.
I
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
yeah. She stressed what the law is. And I'm going to get off and I'm going to leave this with you in the listening audience. It reminds me of what Randall Robinson said. You know, he was a high-profile lawyer in Chicago. And he was deeply involved in the, anyway, you know, let me see. Max Robinson, ABC News anchor, was his brother. But let me say, he said, Robinson said that whites keep us in perpetual control and slavery through the use of laws and words. Now, Dr. Claude Anderson mentioned this phenomenon. You know, when you talk about minority participation, it's the way the laws is written up. And I'm going to give you an example now. Dr. Claude mentioned something that is kind of facetious, to be facetious. Now, this is no disrespect now. When the law was written, for the life of me and for the love of me, how in the world can you enlist white females as a minority? When these laws was intended to liberate black people from the exclusion of participating in the capitalist economic system in this country. And Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Claude Anderson said, not only they include white females who sleep with white males and married to them, and Hispanics, they kind of like Johnny come lately, but he said they also, as a joke, but to stress his point, they added midgets too. No disrespect. And that's to keep us at the bottom, using the laws. When the very law itself, discrimination so forth, supposed to be aimed at relieving blacks from the economic.
I'm gonna have a phone call.
Hey, I can't understand a damn word you are saying. Slow down. What are you saying?
Well, you didn't give him a chance to express himself, Mr.
I did. He said he was going to be brief.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. I don't know if that's your show.
No. He said, I'm going to be brief. He said, Thank you, and I let him talk. And he said, thank you for letting me express myself. Have a good day, Mr. Coleman. I said, no problem. So what is your problem, Don? He said that I'm going to be brief. Something that you could never be.
Let me respond to this minority issue, contract issue. I'm not surprised by that decision of that judge.
Oh, you know, we're not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
So she came out there. She came out today and said they deserve 40, 50%. You know what you said? I'm not surprised by the judge. That's what you would have said. Well. I'm just saying. Dude, you know what, dude? You always do the opposite of what the majority is thinking. And Don, 9 times out of 10, you're always wrong.
What's majority you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Don't be playing Don with me.
No, I don't.
Don, go ahead and speak your mind right quick. Go ahead.
All that I'm saying is, I think we all know what the foregone conclusion about this whole situation. I think we're going to see what's going on here in Smithfield. We know that.
What does Smithfield got to do with what's going on over there at the amphitheater? Smithfield wasn't even on the docket today. It was.
Well, that has not been discussed either.
It ain't because it's not time, probably, Don.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Now watch you go to thumb thugging. We ain't got started yet. Here you go. You're going to be thumb thugging in a minute. Lord have mercy. Look, y'all, don't forget to go out and vote Tuesday. You got 6 candidates on the ballot. And I know you guys have voter apathy. I know you do. And I know some of our elected officials gave us great causes why we should vote and why we shouldn't vote. And that's the deal. I just need y'all to understand where we're coming from. Oh, we've been down. That's nothing new there. My man LC just said, but we down 300 officers today. Yes, it's been down like that. He said, starting off. No, I ain't starting off rough. Just tell y'all. You know. Like I said, here come the thumb thugging. Anyway, make sure y'all get out and vote. You got people running. Yeah, a lot of people advertising here. Make sure you listen to these candidates. Make sure you go out and talk to them. And make sure you hold their feet to the fire. I'm just going to tell y'all that. And I've been saying this for years. But I need y'all at them polls on the 18th. And I know there's a lot going on the 18th. You got, you know, the Major League Baseball stuff starting up on the 18th. Really the 17th, but the 18th. Keep in mind, a lot of the stuff Major League Baseball ain't going to start until after 12:30, 1 o'clock. So if I were you, I'll be trying to get to the polls early. That way you have all day to do your Major League Baseball. And there's only one day. The Major League Baseball stuff and the minor league stuff is going to be going on all the way through the 20th. Okay? So I want to make sure we all on the same page on that part right there. I just got hit me. This man called me up talking about, I ain't let Smithfield talk. Smithfield said, let me be brief. I think Donald just wanted to call up and start with me. What y'all think? I'm just, Lord have mercy. I'm not going to do that, Joanne, unless he antagonizes me and make me almost want to cuss. Then I hang up. That's what I do. But Donald a trip. Okay. Let me explain this to Donald because he's so worried about Smithfield. Don, things are going to change in Smithfield. The only thing ain't changing is Parker. Let me say that again. Changes are coming to Smithfield. All over there in that area with the library, with everything. Library going to be the bomb when they get through with it. But everything over there you see now, it's going to be a drastic change, bro. Be prepared. Only thing ain't changing is good old, beautiful, brand new Parker High. I'm just letting you know it's coming. You can ask all these little asinine questions and thumb thug since you brought up Smithfield first, because I didn't bring it up. They weren't meeting about Smithfield. They was meeting about the amphitheater. Now, you can say, we'll see if you want to. I'm just telling you right now what the deal is. You'll see. Things are changing. What you used to see and what you used to know about Smithfield ain't going to be like that in 5 years. It's a lot of things changing around Smithfield. And I think I got the guys showing up. We'll talk about, let's see if they want to talk about Smithfield. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. All right. Pull that mic to you there, Mr. Sims. That one right there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. How you doing, my brother? You good? Hold on. Let me turn the mic on. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Man, was it a long day today or?
Not really. I mean, it was a day. It was one that had to happen, and we're glad that it did.
Okay, so let's get down. I want to go ahead and get down to it. I saw a news clipping just came down saying that the judge sided with the BJCC. Were you surprised by that when it came down, or did you expect that?
Well, was I surprised? Sure, I was surprised. I mean, that wasn't the ruling or position that we would have liked to have seen. But I think I've stated this earlier today. We don't see that ruling as a bad thing for us or a situation where this ends.
Okay.
We're committed to making sure that inclusion is a part of any economic prosperity that the citizens of Birmingham fund. And that's kind of where we are with this. So as far as the ruling is concerned, as far as dismissing that aspect of our position, I mean, that's fine. This was never about simply the BJCC or any contract or that specific project. Mm-hmm. Our efforts are simply to exact change within the confines of the construction industry, the commercial construction industry. And so that's our position. So the ruling today, though it doesn't appear on our side or in our favor, we're not looking at it that way. Okay. We've still got work to do, and that's all that really says.
Okay, so let's get down to it. With this happening right now and moving on, with everything that you showed us on with the BCN on CNN on Facebook, that's just going to stay there. You're going to keep the 0.1%.
Yeah.
All that's in play. Am I correct?
It is, and that's going to be the question that I would ask, Chris, that you would pose to our community, the Birmingham community at large. Whether you're a business owner, whether you're an elected official, however you fit within the equation of being a resident and a taxpayer in Birmingham or Jefferson County, are you okay with 0.94% representing historically underutilized black commercial contractors? That's kind of the question. And like I said, we're looking for somebody to say that's not acceptable from the leadership perspective, any entity to say, hey, that's not acceptable. Again, that's one of the reasons why I'm saying with respect to the ruling today, okay, you may have I guess, made your point from a legal challenge, but with respects to just who is funding this venture, the economic prosperity that is funded by the citizens don't agree with that. I wouldn't think they did.
So moving forward, in order for your voice to be heard, it's got to be somebody on the inside that got your back. Let's go there. Okay. How do we as citizens know, number one, because a lot of us don't even know what's happening, because this is confusing.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I know Birmingham been on all my life. You know what I'm saying? We ain't been together since the 60s. I'm just going to be real with you. When that amphitheater come up, and the minute they bring Usher or Chris Brown, it's going to be 90% African-American in there spending their money.
Exactly.
Not knowing that a lot of black contractors who were qualified could have been users. They don't care. You know why? They going to see Usher. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So my thing is getting our people socially and consciously aware, especially with what the work that you guys do and the things you do in the community.
Sure.
I already know what y'all do. And maybe I need to start talking about what black contractors do in this community to keep them aware.
Sure.
I can tell you right now, a great portion of your churches in the black communities were built by black contractors. Sure. I do know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mac Palm Construction did First Baptist. I remember that from back in the day. So I could go on and on with, black contractors that have done great work here.
Sure.
But I think our people don't know. And one thing, a lot of us were talking about yesterday was that what we got to do is figure out what goalpost they're going to be moving next, so we can go to the next goalpost. So when they get there, we already there. What are some of the things that you see down the line? Does it take like some of these construction companies like Armstrong, who's already doing stuff out the city? Does it take these black contractors to say, you know what? Let's go to Nashville. Let's go to Memphis. Let's go where we're going to be preached. Let's go to Atlanta and just start building up to where they can do these, 20, 30-story buildings to where they can have that up under their neck. Because if you're looking to get stuff like that in Alabama, they just showed you, no, you're not. Because we're going to go with these people because we know they've done it, and these my folk.
Sure.
You follow me?
Well,
how we do that?
Well, so you're absolutely on point, Chris. One of the things that I specifically told our members or thought that our members should know as it relates to why the BCA AC is because we are the champion for inclusion for black contractors, okay? That's my purpose. That's our organization's purpose. We're representing that 0.94 that you mentioned, okay? That's our charge. Like I said, the pool is full of other interests, whether it be women, white women-owned businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses. That has nothing to do with anything. We're responsible for what happens with respects to historically underutilized black businesses. Now, the one thing that I told our members that we need to definitely make sure is in the forefront of our mission, and that is educating the community.
Woo.
I've told.
Woo, did you?
Yeah.
You've been saying that?
That's what I've told our members. Let me say this.
I want to hear this. I need to hear this. Let's go. Let's go.
So here's the deal. You're right. Most people don't associate commercial construction with black construction professionals.
At all.
They don't think that we have the capacity to build, as you say, these 20-story buildings or any building for that fact commercially. When most people in our community understand a black contractor, they think an individual that would do residential construction, whether they be doing additions, renovations, repairs. That is probably the extent of the perspective or understanding with respects to black construction professionals. However, the sector that we are underrepresented in is the commercial construction industry.
Okay, let's go there. So
that's a totally different thing.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to go there, commercially.
Right.
You said we got black contractors who
Sure.
are more than qualified to do it commercially.
Of course.
What's the barrier of stopping them from knocking that wall down so they can go and do something commercially, and we won't have this issue anymore? What's that barrier?
Well, again, this thing is a lot more complex than one would understand. And again, the reason why it's important that the community understands how they can help us is because we need their help to make sure that elected officials understand that those are the expectations. When a community is a part of the funding source for this prosperity, we expect people in the community, again, to be a part of that prosperity as well.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
What I'll say is this. First of all, commercial construction professionals, they have the licensing. In order to do commercial construction, you have to be licensed. I am a licensed state general contractor, have been since 1994. We have the BC designation. We have several other designations on our license, whether it be demolition, MU recreational areas, MU asphalt paving. So there is not a situation where we don't have qualified people to do this. As I mentioned on yesterday, the issue is capacity. There has been a concerted effort not to allow, if you would, or to hinder black construction professionals the opportunity to build capacity. building capacity, when I speak to that, I'm speaking of the bonding efforts, okay? So the reason we're not in a position to build the amphitheater at this point is because of the historical systemic efforts and the barriers that have been put in place. So subsequently, you haven't had anybody to develop. Now, it's not been that case for the other folk.
And that's what I want to ask.
There have been other folks that came along essentially at the same time as many of us did.
Right.
And I can actually speak to Stone. I can remember Stone building being fairly new to the industry back in the 90s, like 94. So this thing has gotten so that not only have they obviously been successful, and at this point doing it at that level, that company has been sold. The original owner is not even
ain't even here anymore.
He's not even yeah. So wow. There has got to be an issue there that nobody really wants to address. But back to your point, when it comes to bonding, it's like anything. Bonding is no more than insurance. It's kind of a loan that's not being called, and so you have to.
It's in case something happens.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I heard a caller yesterday say that if something happens in the bond, bonds don't do that. Bonds are responsible for finishing projects, paying labor and material claims. That's what a bond is set for. GL takes care of the things that this gentleman mentioned yesterday about black contractors not having the ability to pay for something that they break. Two different things. Point being about the bonding, it's like I said, it has to do with assets. It has to do with experience. All those things are factors. And what has happened is collectively there has been a concerted effort to not allow folk on this side of the ledger, again, to build the capacity.
To get bonding.
At the level of what the amphitheater. Correct. Now, again, let me make this point because I heard some folks mention this yesterday. We have general contractors that race up and down the number as it relates to what capacity they have as it relates to bonding. You have GCs that can bond 5 million single project with an aggregate 10, meaning you can bid on a $5 million contract singularly, okay? Mm-hmm. And collectively, your aggregate means that you can build or bid on collectively a total of $10 million worth of projects, okay? For your company.
Right.
We've got them at the $15 million mark. We've got some at the $10 million mark. We've got some at the $3.5 million mark. So it's not that we don't have people that are bondable or that have the ability to bond. What we don't have in the city of Birmingham, I want to preface that by saying in the city, because in the state, we do have individuals that are black-owned contractors or construction firms that have the ability to bond this job.
They could do $46 million right now.
They could actually have done 3 or 4 of those.
So we got black construction
in the state of Alabama that could have actually
came over here and did that $46 million like it wasn't nothing.
Absolutely.
And could bond it the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Hold that thought. Let me get Mr. Fred here. Mr. Fred, I need to put your hold because I got to take a break. We're going to come to you right after the break.
Bro.
Is that good? All right. We got another contractor in here right now. What's your name, sir?
Chris Wayne. Okay,
Mr. Wayne, we have pull that mic up. I'm going to come to you along with Mr. Sims in a few minutes, y'all. Taking a break. We'll be right back with V94.9 WATV.
Honk your horn. Honk your horn one time.
It's time now for traffic from our V94.9 Traffic Center, presented by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Hey there, Chris Coleman. The countdown to 5 o'clock is so on this afternoon and overall. Not too bad of a ride getting to your destinations. This traffic report is sponsored by eBay Motors. AMC and parking lot delays behind the crash on 459 northbound near Highway 280. You'll see flashing lights in the area and units on scene. Outside of that, not too bad of a ride getting to your destination. Just several stalled motorists on the interstates. I'm counting 5 stalled motorists on 2059, leaving the split, heading towards the west side of town near Arkadelphia Road. Watch your speed and passing. Now, eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, the guaranteed to fit your ride the first time or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Motors. I'm Monique Johnson inside the V94.9 WATV Traffic Center.
While you're on your way to work, Sheriff Mark Petway says don't text and drive. Your safety is his top priority. This traffic reminder is being brought to you by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department and the all-new V94.9 WATV. When it's lunchtime in the Ham, let V94.9 WATV take you to some of the best diners with Eating with the V.
Ooh, tastes good.
Some of the best lunch specials in town served up the V-Way. Listen to the Homie J Monday through Friday in the 10 a.m. hour and find out the lunch specials for the day. It's Eating with the V, exclusively with V94.9 WATV.
Hey, it's Chris Coleman here trying to get you ready for the spring and the summer with a brand new car. You can get them right now at Del Bitton Nissan of Bessemer and of Hoover. They got it going on with the Armadas, the Altimas, the Sentras, whatever. They got it for you right here today. You get a 2020 Nissan Versa right now. The internet price, $12,991. They also got another Versa that you can get right now, $13,834. Used car. What you want, you got it right there. A whole array of cars for you to choose from, and it goes down right there at Del Bitton Nissan in Bessemer and in Hoover. And when you talk to them, let them know your man Chris Coleman from V94.9 WATV told you to fall through and get hooked up with a ride.
Hey, have you heard the amazing news from Boost Mobile? When you switch to Boost, you get 4 lines for $100, plus 4 free 5G devices, like the Samsung Galaxy A15 or the Moto G Stylus 5G. That's 4 lines for $100. Need another reason to switch? Boost offers high-speed data at low prices with no annual contracts and no credit checks. Switching is easy. Just head over to your local Boost Mobile store. New customers in select markets only. Requires port-in and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Time for an oil change? Right now, you can save on Valvoline Restore and Protect, the only oil that restores and protects your engine to like factory clean. You can also save on brakes, tools, and more during the Father's Day sale, with dad-approved deals through June 16th. AutoZone Father's Day sale, now through the 16th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Chris Coleman. Summer is here, and I want you to get the same deals like my man Parnell got by dealing with Bidding Kings. Brand new flat screen TV just for him bidding on it and winning, and you can win too. It's super easy. All you do is download the app, get some great deals. Like right now, it's a great time to get those summer deals I've been telling you about. Lawnmowers, patio items, barbecue grills, and how about getting that new bed for the house, like the mattresses and all types of furniture and tools. Get the app, make your deal, make your selection, and get to bidding. The best way to get your bidding on is with Bidding Kings.
V94.9 WATV and ICME Inc. presents Tuesday Tips.
Hello, this is Dr. Autumn Jeter, and I serve as Assistant State Superintendent with the Alabama Department of Education and a board member for ICME Inc. Environmental print is the print in everyday life. Street signs, labels, and fast food signs are examples of environmental print. Exposing emergent readers to environmental print is crucial to early literacy because it allows them to understand words and symbols that convey everyday messages. Make it a game as your children learn to read.
And there's your tip from V94.9 WATV and ICME Inc.
Hey there, it's Lady Wu. You know I love to shop and find deals. That's why I head to Mike's Merchandise in Pelham. Plus, now that spring is here, it's time to see what treasures I can find to get my outdoor space all set. You know I love to entertain, and Mike's Merchandise is a great place to go to get into the swing of spring. With Mike's great selection of garden tools and supplies and lots of goodies to style your outdoor space. So shoot on down to Mike's. Mike's Merchandise in Pelham. All great discounts every day at Mike's Merchandise. Check them out online with 7 locations. There's sure to be one near you.
Hello, I'm Frank Woodson, and I'm running for House District 52. With the Republicans in control of the House and Senate, we need proven leadership in working across the aisle. As a Democrat, I worked with the senior advisors to the president to feed Alabama during the pandemic. I was elected by the governor and leaders of the legislature to lead the state of Alabama's Land Bank Authority. I am qualified to be your voice in Montgomery, Alabama. Remember, elect Frank Woodson on June the 18th for House District 52, paid for by the campaign to elect Frank Woodson.
Birmingham, it's time to celebrate. On June 18th, enter Rickwood Field to see the Birmingham Barons and the Montgomery Biscuits play in a special tribute game to the Negro League. Then, on Juneteenth, join us for Barnstorm Birmingham. Enjoy a celebrity softball game with stars like Roy Wood Jr., Jalen Milrow, Omari Hardwick, and Ryan Howard, followed by a concert from Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin. Tickets are on sale now at MLB.com/Rickwood. That's MLB.com/Rickwood. Don't miss this historic event.
Join V94.9 WATV and the Jefferson County Department of Health every first and third Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday, Inside the Think Tank with Dr. Hicks. We will be tackling the health issues that's concerning in our community. Wellness Wednesday, Inside the Think Tank with the JCDH and V94.9 WATV.
Hot or cold?
More clouds stream in overnight across central Alabama, and temperatures fall into the low 60s on Wednesday morning. A mix of sun and clouds through Wednesday, highs landing in the upper 80s. Humidity begins to increase on Thursday, very hot during the afternoon, with high temperatures in the low to mid 90s. More sunshine heading into the weekend as we face the warmest weather of the year so far. Afternoon temperatures reach toward the upper 90s on Saturday. I'm WVTM 13 meteorologist Briley Brown with your V94.9 forecast.
The Think Tank is back on right now with Chris Coleman.
What are you talking about?
V94.9 WATV.
I'm telling y'all, when I get through with my boys here, they're going to be straight. Giving them the whole plate. We already run they already got sort of play already ran. We're going to go over that in a few minutes. I'm looking at these numbers, and man, these numbers are nuts. They're laughable. These numbers that you guys just show. I'm over here like dying laughing. And expect you to be like, okay with that. Like you're supposed to step and fetch it for this. You know what I'm saying? These little bitty numbers. We still got a little time left, and I'm going to go to somebody. I need one of y'all to pick those headphones up and put them on because somebody been waiting for a long time. I want to put them on. Mr. Fred, right here, V94.9, WATV. How you doing, bud?
Fine, thanks for asking. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Wait, can you hear me?
Mr. Sims, thank you so much for taking a crack at getting a piece of the economic pie here in Birmingham and Jefferson County. But I want to ask you this question. Knowing that you need tools to fight with, how much value would you put on having a disparity study that is data that shows how Birmingham blacks and black contractors have been left out of the financial pie here? Would that have been something that would have been helpful, or can you give us a little insight on how you feel about the disparity study with it not being implemented under all these black mayors that we've had in position? I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks a lot there, Mr. Fred. Have you guys thought about that part?
Sure. As a matter of fact, we met with the mayor's office in 2023 about the disparity study. We told them at that time that was a top priority for the BCAAC and that we wanted it implemented. We have not heard back from the mayor's office as it relates to the disparity study. We know what the findings are. We know that had it been implemented, chances are we probably would not be sitting here today talking about these particular issues. So I agree with the caller. The disparity study is a must. It is the remedy to correct some of the wrongs and some of the shorts that the city have been involved with. So I agree with the caller. We need the disparity study implemented. The findings are there. It speaks to the disparity as it relates to construction professionals. So absolutely. We have not taken that. Again, that is a top priority. The only reason we're not speaking to that issue now is because we're dealing with this particular one, which is why I said this is bigger than the amphitheater or any project or any contract. This is a bigger issue that we've got to address. So, but I agree with the caller. We must have that implemented. And when we do, some of these issues that we're dealing with now will certainly be addressed.
So explain to everybody let's say we do the study that you guys are talking about.
It's been done already.
Okay, it's been done already.
Yes.
So maybe this is going to be something we probably have to wait on the day because I got a minute and a half left. If y'all can do it in a minute and a half. How do we get this implemented if it's already been done? If there's money been spent to do this already.
Sure.
And you told me this has been done already.
Correct.
Why isn't it implemented here?
We're trying to find that answer. Again, we met with the mayor's office back in 2023. We've since sent correspondence to them asking for an update status as to when it would be implemented. Have not received any response to that. Yes, it was done back in 2022. The actual study was done in 2022. The city paid about $625,000 for that study. This actually is the second one, as the caller said. But we understand that, folks have to do the things that they need to do. But when it gets right down to it, we've asked that, this be done. We've asked that it be done. We have not, again, had the opportunity to address it, but be assured, Chris, that is a top priority. We will get that done as well. But there's just a lot of work to do. And that's why we're looking for that leader to step up and say, hey, listen, we're going to get past the issue of economic exclusion when it comes to black construction professionals. We're going to get past this, and we just don't have that leadership right now. We don't have that champion. And so that comes out of the mayor's office. He is the person that would have to implement it. The council paid for it. It was done and completed. It speaks to the disparities that are present.
Have y'all seen the disparity study? Have y'all looked at it, or has anybody from the BCA sat down and said, hey, let me see what this looked like? Who's seen it? Have you seen it?
Yes, it's been issued. We've seen it. Yes.
And so there is disparities there.
Yes, there is disparities there.
But nothing has been done after you've seen this disparity study.
The implementation has not taken place as of yet. And
so how long did they say this was going to take? Do y'all know they say, hey, man, give us 3 months, give us 3 years, give us 5 years, give us 10 years? There's nothing.
No, from what I understand, the disparity study has a shelf life. And if not implemented, it spoils just like any other document would. So it is important. That's why we reached out, like I said, in September of 23, if I'm not mistaken, to, hey, what's going on with it? How can we help, make sure that this happens? I'm not sure why it has not happened at this point. We've expressed our desire to have it happen, but we have not had any response as to why it has not. We were told initially that they were trying to ensure that when it was implemented, that they would not have any, recourse from anybody trying to challenge it. Right. But that's already been established. That is what the courts will accept as remedy. Once you've established one, or once you've established a disparity, then they accept the remedy that would be represented in the disparity study.
We're going to take a break. When we get back, I need y'all to answer this question. Is the disparity study made available to the citizens who really put into this? I want to ask that question when we get back right here at V94.9 WATV.
The word is out about success in BCS. The New York Times, Forbes magazine, radio, television, social media have told our story. Now you have an opportunity to live it. Returning students, go online to BinghamCitySchools.org and register today for an exciting year of teaching, learning, sports, and enrichment in Birmingham City Schools. New students, register and reserve your place in schools with remarkable progress and courses and activities to prepare you for future success. Birmingham City Schools, success starts here.
T-Mills Realty Group presents Oh Snap Headshot Party. Thursday, June 20th, 4 until 7 p.m. Come listen to some good music, great networking, food, and and fun. Pictures by D. Jerome Smedley. Powered by Cadence Main. Check us out at Denim on 2808 7th Avenue South. Please RSVP at eventbrite.com. Oh, snap. Headshot party. Come get your headshot, y'all.
Hey, Birmingham, it's about that time. Get ready for the 10th annual Still City Jazz Festival, June 14th through the 16th at Lynn Park. Yes, 3 days of exciting music. Gates open at 4 p.m. Brian Simpson with Barry Johan, Jesse J, Kyle Turner, Julian Vaughn, Marion Meadows, Eric Darius, and Gerald Albright with the G-Funk Tour, tribute to James Brown. Saturday is James Wesley, Kim Scott, Althea Renee, Ben Tankard, Eric Essex and the Southern Gentlemen, Marcus Anderson, Norman Brown, and Boney James. And by popular demand, your man Chris Colbert returns to Saturday night to turn up. I'm your DJ, baby, for V94.9 WATV night. You know how we do. Then Sunday, come get your praise on with gates open at 1 p.m. With great choirs like the Greater Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church and the Birmingham Mass Choir with Prince Elder. See greats like Ernest Pugh, Byron Cage, James Fortune, and Yolanda Adams. Keep in mind, no alcohol will be sold Sunday. For ticket and info, go to StillCityJazzFest.org.
Let's play ball.
V94.9 WATV is getting you ready for the MLB at Rickwood Field.
Oh, you really got a hold of that one? It was out of here.
A tribute to the Negro Leagues.
Did you know that Rickwood Field is not only the oldest field in America, but hosted some of the most historic players from the beginnings of major and minor league baseball? Star players from the Negro Leagues drew record crowds like ace pitchers Satchel Paige and Willie Mays. For over 100 years, Rickwood Park has been a special part of the Birmingham community. And on June 18th, a celebration of the great history of Rickwood will kick off with the Birmingham Barons playing the Montgomery Biscuits. Celebration of this grand and historic park.
Major League Baseball is coming. Are you ready? For more details, log on to myv949.com.
Real change never takes place from the top down, but from the bottom up. Are you ready for a change? Have you had enough of feeling unheard and neglected? Do you want a representative that will hear you, champion for you, and use their position to advance your needs? My name is Deidre Campbell. I am running to be your representative in the Alabama State House. On June 18th, elect Deidre Campbell for House District 52. I'm dedicated to make a difference.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deidre Campbell.
W235BS Birmingham, WATV Birmingham.
The Courtney French Broadcasting Company.
We are V94.9 WATV, and the V stands for variety.
Hey, wait just a minute.
It's time now for the 3-time Abby Award-winning Think Tank with Chris Coleman. Got something to say? Hit Chris up at 205-994-8949 right now. The Think Tank continues. Now.
Talking to the guys from the VCA, Mr. Jarrod Sims, who's the president of the Black Contractors Association. Today, the judge dismissed their case. And so the 0.094%, not even 1%, is still intact. And in a city, I want y'all to listen at this carefully. In a city that's a little over 70% African American, in a county that's about 68-69% black, and the black contractors are only going to be able to contribute not even 1%. If you white and you hearing this, I know you going, this ain't even right. What is going on? You know what I'm saying? So the question I asked you before we went off the air, should the citizens be able to see what the disparity, study
Absolutely.
looks like? Okay.
Absolutely. That is a public document.
So you say, so that is a public document.
It's a public document. I mean, it was paid for with public funds.
So I can walk, or anybody can walk.
You should be able to walk. You should be.
inside.
First of all, it probably, the way I've seen it in other settings or other cities, the disparity study, its findings, and what have you are part of the city's website. So it's already on their type platforms. Unfortunately, it's not on the city of Birmingham's platform or website. And we'd ask that they do that. That way, citizens, again, like you said, would be informed and kind of know where we stand in this whole thing. That way, when we are presenting this information, it's not so far-reaching and people don't really understand what we're talking about. Had they been able to see some of these things like we're talking about, then they'd probably be more
City council will probably be packed. Which is
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
205-994-8949. Got somebody else, Mr. Sims, that has a question. I want to go to the question right now. B94.9 WATV. What's up?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Fine. What's up?
Hey, this is like I got a question for the gentleman there.
Okay.
Hey, my name is Kerry Harris. I've drive for a local ready-mix company here, and I've worked for several ready-mix companies in town. So the question is this right here: what projects have y'all been a part of in the city?
So, what projects have you guys do you know of have been a part of in this city?
For building stuff.
Sure, we've done a number of them. If I could speak to my company, which is Sims Contractors, again, we've been in business since 1992. We've been licensed state general contractor since 1994. We've worked all over the state building anything from storm shelters to any renovations. If I just wanted to name projects, I'd say we did the Warrior Storm Shelter. We did the McDonald Chapel Storm Shelter for Jefferson County. We did the McAdory Storm Shelter for Jefferson County. We did the City Hall parking lot for the city of Bessemer when they got their new City Hall. We did the recycling center in Bessemer. So our experience as it relates to Sims Contractors is vast, but we've got a number of members that, like I said, they're seasoned contractors, both general and sub. So they could very well, speak to their involvement in the industry. But if you go to our website, which is the Black Contractors Association Inc.org, you'll see a few of the projects that some of our members have completed. So we have people that are qualified to do this. And we also understand this. If we're not qualified, if we don't have the bonding capacity, then we're not concerned about that. We're only concerned about opportunities that should be afforded to us if we are.
That y'all can handle, right?
Correct.
Well,
If we can't bond a $46 million job, we're not trying to be the prime. Okay? What we are trying to do, though, is be a part of the project from the vantage point of making sure that black folk are included. Simply, and we have the construction professionals within the confines of all the scopes, whether it be paving, asphalt paving, whether it be painting, whether it be concrete, whether it be electrical, whether it be landscaping. We have all of those individuals as a part of the black commercial construction community. And many of which submitted numbers to both of the general contractors or primes for this project.
Okay, well, listen, hold up. Hey, listen, I get a question. Okay, so the thing is this right here is like, okay, so y'all haven't been any major projects like UAB or
no, many of our contractors have worked for UAB, including myself.
You said it's other contractors. It's about 15 of them.
Yeah, many of our contractors, including myself, have worked for UAB over the years, and we still, they still do. So that I don't.
All right, so like, okay, so the question is, so y'all have helped put those buildings up in, right?
What do you mean? Are you saying have they been? And he just said they helped in doing things at UAB. You got 15 other.
We've been primes at UAB as well. We've worked in the capacity of subcontractors. And we've also worked in the capacity of being primes on projects for UAB, if that's what you're asking.
But see, but like the thing I'm trying to get is this right here. Like, okay, like I told you, I drive for a ready-mix company. All right, so a lot of times, we get jobs for Brassfield and Gore. Right now, we're working on one with D.L. Hartman over here on the south side, and it's like the product that they produce is fast, it's quick, and it's real fast. So, so if y'all was to manage to get one of these projects, will y'all have the manpower to get it done quick and fast like those two big companies I just named?
Okay. Let me help you. Let me help you with this. Many of the contractors or subcontractors that work with these folks that you mentioned, they work with us as well. Okay.
Okay.
So let's be clear. They don't necessarily have a monopoly on subcontractors when it comes to people available to work. We're not telling you that or saying that it would only be historically underutilized black contractors on any project. We're not even naive to believe that, okay? We would have the most qualified person with the price or the budget that fits the project. We understand budgets. We understand how it comes to time. We get all that. So, I mean, that's just a part of the construction industry. So if you're asking me, would we bring projects in on time? If you're asking me, would we bring them in under budget or at budget? The answer is absolutely. And so I'm not sure what your question is beyond that, but we're not just making this a issue of only utilizing black construction professionals on our projects. Everybody would be on our projects. We would use the same people that these companies that you used or named, we would use them as well. I use Bama Concrete on many of my projects. So I would have never met you or and probably you would have never met me because I don't use ready mix. I use Bama Concrete. So
you use Bama Concrete? Well, I'm talking about Bama Concrete. Oh, you talking about the ready mix company?
I'm talking about Bama Concrete is what I'm talking about.
Well, okay, well, like, you know, there's also a company, a ready mix company named Bama Concrete.
If we're talking
You
about,
didn't know that?
I'm talking about Bama Concrete with respects to concrete that is, like you said, brought to job sites. Is that what you're saying?
I'm talking about like they drive the red and white trucks,
Correct.
right?
That's who I'm talking about.
Okay, I used to work for them, so I'm talking about like, so hey, so like I would have seen you on the job site.
Maybe not. I mean,
you know,
maybe
But,
not.
yeah,
but
but you know what I'm saying.
But
But,
again, this
you know
is
what I'm
not
saying,
just
you know,
about. Let's be clear. There are, Mr. Coleman just told you there are 15 members in this organization. So I don't know if you've seen any of them on, or not necessarily them, but maybe their company represented on these job sites that you've gone to. You've got, if you go to the website, you'll see that you've got Monumental Contracting. They've been doing this forever. They built the Negro League museum downtown. I mean, they've got a number of projects to their credit. And so I'm not sure what you're speaking to, but again, I'll say this. Our organization comprises of seasoned construction professionals. Many have been in the business around this industry for better than 30 years. We also have home builders that's a part of the organization. We also have tradesmen that's a part of the organization. We also have professional services that are a part of the organization. So we run the gamut when it comes to people and their abilities and having been a part of many projects throughout the state. This is just common knowledge. I mean, we've been doing this for 30 years. And again, I welcome you to go to our website, and some of this information you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see some of the projects that we've done.
Well, I would do that, Mr. Sims. I would do that. I would check that out, and you know what I'm saying, and look, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on some of these job sites.
Sure.
You know, and then hey, you know, like maybe we, you know what I'm saying, we can talk a little bit more then, you know, face to face, and you can explain it to me. You know, a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? You know, listen, hey, was glad to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Over the phone, and like, what's the other guy name over there in the red shirt?
That's Mr. Swain.
Mr.
Chris
Swain.
Swain with Monumental Contracting Service.
Okay, all right, Mr. Swain, and you know, hey, and look at it, and looking forward to meet you too. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for the
Thank
phone.
you.
Thanks for the phone call, my brother. V94.9 WATV. What's up? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening, man?
Hey, bud.
I got a couple of questions.
Hit us with one first. Go ahead.
Okay. The first question: what was the exact reason why the case was lost? What was said? And number two, I think that percentage thing went all the way back to David Van when he was mayor, right?
Nah, David Van, they got more money with David Van.
Yeah. What I'm saying though, that percentage, wasn't it 15 or 30%, something like that?
No, it was 10.
It was 10.
Okay, 10%.
Yeah.
Okay. When it was wrote up minority companies. Now, if you look all the way back to the 70s, which that was, the only minority in the state of Alabama was basically black people. Now we fast forward 30, 40 years. Now, women didn't own companies back then. They really wasn't even allowed to own companies back then of that nature. Now we got the Hispanics. So is it all just really a word play in which it should have just said black contractors? Because now it's a new day and time, and you're looking at the same old contract. And I hang up and I listen.
Thank you, that's Stan. He kind of hit a lot of the.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
And I appreciate that call. That was a good call. So that is where we find ourselves, Chris. That's why obtaining the goal that is set and exceeding it is so important, because you have so many entities or class of persons or persons that are protected. Now you have them in the minority pool. So that's why reaching the 30% is so important, because if you reach the 30 and exceed it, that means that collectively all of the people that are represented, whether it be women, white women-owned businesses, whether it be Hispanic-owned businesses or historically black-owned businesses, those numbers would obviously reflect a better outcome if you reach the 30 and exceed it. Okay. And if you don't do that, then you see what the result is. And so he's right. At the end of the day, there are more people in the pool now, and that is why the BCA-AC is an organization in today's time, because we're responsible, and our objective is to make sure that black, historically underutilized contractors are part of the equation.
Okay, glad he answered the question. V94.9 WATB, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, man.
I got a question. So, and I don't want him to take this question as a smite, but I heard you earlier say that we're not really focused on what we can't get. I feel like that's a messed up mentality to have, because for y'all to have been in business for as long as you have, for you to say you've been on the projects that you've been on, but yet you still don't have a bond rating that's higher than what it is, at what point do we just keep accepting and just worried about the low-hanging fruit and not go for the tree? Because, I mean, I just, at what point do we just get tired of having to accept the minimum, the 30%? And why hasn't anybody, I don't even know who you sue, because it's a system that prevents us from obtaining the certain range. I know about the Don's number. What do you have to do? Because, I mean, even though you don't have big projects, it seems that you had enough projects that would accumulate to those. What do you have to do to get a bond rating? And at what point does somebody say, you know what, I'm going to sue them? Because, or whoever the powers may be, or however the system goes, that would stop us from being stifled or cut off at a certain area to where we'll never be able to. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm like, what do I could tell my children, okay, this my 30%, I've been doing this, I've been having this, but I'm not going to pass that mentality on to my children, because I want them to go for the whole shebang. I want other people to be the minorities and not us. So what do we have to do in the future? Or what would be your recommendation for young men and women who want to come up in the construction business, who have a mindset of, I'm not going to settle for 30%?
One of the things that we've been doing is getting the actual youth and our younger generation involved and bringing them back to the table, not only just within the construction, but we've had several initiatives to get them involved, to get onto their level, to find out what's going on with our youth. And we have a lot that are in the construction industry, but we need more, because there's a major shortage that's going on right now that's affecting everybody at large. And we do have members that are younger, that are a part of BCA, a part of BCIA, and a part of these actual institutions, and that are learning the trades. through apprenticeship and through actual training. And what we're doing right now is trying to attract that next level and that next generation of leaders to get involved in the construction industry, because that's very, very important, so that we can continue to build the capacity and build the actual companies that are here, and to let them know when they see individuals like us that they'll be able to use us as mentors to be able to come into this industry, to be able to learn, to be able to build a business, and to have an understanding so that they'll have opportunities. That's what we're working for, to afford those individuals.
So basically, I saw somebody in the comments say you got to start from somewhere. I mean, starting in 1992 is somewhere. And he said there's other people who've been around longer than he has and who have done more projects than he has. So at what point do we have to start? So basically, you saying that y'all have started the process. You're making a statement that will qualify in hopes that the future young people coming into the construction business, contractor business, that they will be able to have an opportunity to do those big projects, $46 million projects. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's correct. Because what we're trying to do is get we're getting those individuals and training those individuals so that they'll have the opportunity to come in and to be able to learn the trade up under us. A lot of them are very creative and intuitive now, and this construction industry is a different thing in what we're doing right now. This industry has changed, where it's still a lot of hands-on, but there's a lot of computerized efforts that take place. So that's one of the other areas where we're attracting the younger generation.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I was at.
All right. Thank you, man. 205-994-8949. I want to ask something. And I've heard this done in so many places outside of the state, that a lot of black companies got together and they, how can I put this? They got together and they made an LLP that made their company just as big as the white companies. And they were able to go in and have a bigger bond because this guy might have a $5 million bond. This guy might have a $10 million bond. This guy might have a $3.5 million bond. And when they put it all together under one umbrella, they had a $30 million bond and was able to bid on, like, building at the Nissan Stadium in Tennessee, or redoing the FedEx Stadium in Memphis. They were able to, because their company was, instead of it being company A, B, C, D, and E, they made company G. So we're company G, but when all the money came in to company G, they dissolved the LLP and split the money until everybody got paid. Could anybody speak on why haven't 15 of us gotten together and say, hey, we're going to form one company so we could be just as big as Brassfield and Goree? So that's just a question, because somebody just asked that on Facebook, and I wanted to know, could that is that in play, or is that against state rules that you can't do that?
Well, let me say this. In theory, what you just described, I mean, it works. It should anyway. But be assured that if it was as easy as you just mentioned, I mean, we've been doing this for a minute. As easy as you've just mentioned or described, we would have already done that. If in fact that could have happened in the manner in which you just described it, then we would have already done that.
But
so the answer to that,
but they're doing it. Black contractors are doing it in other places, and it's working.
Right. This is the state of Alabama. Okay.
That's
number one.
So that's what I'm asking. Is there a certain entity that's stopping black contractors from forming an LLP to bid on this construction site, to do this or build this? This is what I'm getting at. Is something in the state saying, you can't do that?
I'm going to speak to it, and I'm going to let Mr. Swain
kind
of speak to it. But here's how this works. When owners or governmental agencies, when they write these proposals or solicitations, they have language in there in some cases that specifically say that kind of thing is not going to be happening.
I just needed to make sure that
Okay.
that's
Okay.
what I was
So
getting
that-
to the bottom.
So that's why I say this is a little bit more. There's a little bit more going on. See, when they write specifications, when they write solicitations, rather, and it says that you, the gentleman asked, well, why hasn't a black contractor in 30 years been able to, or it is not able to at this point to bid a $46 million job?
Right.
So if you have agencies or whether it be governmental or just owners, period, that say these are the qualifications for you to have in order to do this, this is a perpetual thing. So this year it may have been you should have done a $5 million job in the last 3 years, X, Y, and Z. These things, as you mentioned with the goalposts, they keep getting moved, and they just keep adding things to.
So it's like this. So let me make sure I got it straight. See, last year, when y'all was bidding, you thought you had what they had the year before last. Last year, hey, here we got the $15 million bond that we had. Yeah, but it's moved to 20 now. What? Well, I mean, they'll do.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
When it comes to writing solicitations, the way this actually works, and it's, like I said, it's a lot bigger than most would have an understanding of right now, particularly in the community. But it's our job to make sure that they do get this. But when those solicitations are written, they're just like anything. They are written so that a certain segment of the industry continue to do what they do. They are there, as you said, to continue to help those folks that have already been, 40 or 20 years ahead. They are concentrating on developing them and continue their growth. And so the way you do that is you write the specifications and the solicitations in the manner in which it favors them. So subsequently, a company, like you said, historically underutilized black company would not meet those
because they've already wrote them for the standards that they wanted the person to bid on the job.
Exactly. Now we're making it. Now we're making it.
I know. I was there. I'm just trying to get my folk there.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my.
So that's how that works.
I'm gonna go back to the phone line. Boy, they got some questions today. V94.9 WATV. What's up?
Hey, Chris. Thanks for taking my call. This is African Dynamite Hill. What you all were talking about, I'm so proud of the brothers and sisters that showed up in court today. I don't know what to do. It shows that we're getting on code. But let me tell you this from history. At age 30, I'm about 70 now, but back when Arrington was in office, he instructed all of the black contractors to come together. We were at a meeting. I was not a black contractor, but I was an activist even then. We met in 5 Points West, and I can't remember the brother's name, but he had the old 5 Points West library there on Bessemer Superhighway. And Arrington tried to get all the black contractors to come together under one umbrella so they could have greater bonding capacity. But let me tell you something. It's just like Brother Jarrod Sims says. They have over the years bled us out and ran all the good contractors that were highly certified, had everything, the same way the ones that are gigantic now started. They started small, and because of the money that they got and the way that they fixed the law from the legislative level, they excluded us from the very beginning. We got black contractors, for all those listening that don't understand who these people are. One of them's name is Cheryl McKissick, and she was involved with a brother by the name of Roy Donahue. They were going to build the biggest skyscraper in New York City called Ascension Towers, the biggest in New York. Cheryl McKissick owns the oldest black construction company in America. I got her personal cell phone. I ain't even got to go through her secretaries, but I know them too, because I was trying to get her to get down here on this Smithfield thing. And Jarrod, I can't wait to meet you down at the building, but I want to show you what's going to happen in Smithfield, because we want to make sure black contractors get their fair share out of that HUD $88 million thing. That's real small. It's not an issue of us not having capacity. We have been excluded and minimalized because we got weak leadership. If we had a mayor from back during Arrington's days all the way up to do what Maynard Jackson did in Atlanta, which I would do if I were mayor, I said, look, I would instruct my permits department, cease all letting of contracts on major construction sites until further notice. I wouldn't say nothing else. The good old boys will get the damn message, and they'll come to the table, and they'll lay out some terms that'll be more favorable to helping to create this black wealth class and raise the black middle class. Because when black contractors can't get these jobs, that meant they can't hire a lot of these young black men that are running around the streets running crazy. And if you can't hire them, that means your community continues to decline and other people come in and buy it up. This case, as far as I'm concerned, shouldn't be over yet. I hope they go back in with the 2 recommendations that were made, either an amendment or either go back in with another type complaint to be able to meet the requirements that they need to make these people come to the table. And the case with the Opportunity Zone, it is not much different. The only difference is we know they broke the law, and so does the FBI and the DOJ. And some folk going to prison out of that 48 people that were given notices to come to court. We're waiting on another court date. They just haven't given it because we know they're trying to work out some terms to keep people from going to prison. Thank you.
Thank you, man. 205-994-8949 trying to get in. Some of the stuff that he said, it's been talked about in the barbershops.
Sure.
It's been talked about at happy hour.
Right.
Sure. I get an earful of it. My phone was ringing off the hook last night. I'm out with my daughter for dinner. I'm like, ma'am, hit you back. Ma'am, hit you back. You might not think that it's a concern because what people are looking at, they're driving to Hoover, they're driving to Alabaster, but then they come to downtown Ainsley, and they're going, what in the entire hell is really going on here? Here we had a building named McCormick downtown, just supposed to be up with shopping, and people supposed to be living in condos now. It's just a slab down there right now. So what I'm getting at is something has to give and something has to break.
Sure.
And I know your companies are big enough to understand where I'm coming from. You're going to have to really sit down and even takes going to churches and asking these pastors, man, can I have 15 minutes to educate the congregation?
Absolutely.
And the pastors going to have to be involved with you guys.
That's part of our mandate.
And another one, too. See, if it's a mandate, if you guys can go into these schools, especially high schools, where brick masonry and all that used to be, to talk to these kids and let them know what's on the plate.
Sure.
And what I see on the plate is crumbs. And I want a meal. And I know you guys want a meal. And everybody want a meal.
That's right. Sure.
So my charge is, how do we start from here? I know you guys probably got plans.
Yes.
So let's talk about these plans of solutions. Because, we talk about we can answer all these phone calls we got today. We can answer all these phone calls about the problem. I know you guys have met up and came up with the solutions. So let's talk about some of the solutions you see moving forward that could get us out of this rut we're in now.
Sure. So, again, we've been working with a number of other folk outside of the state of Alabama to help us, as you said, draft proposals or ask, if you would, when it's time to sit down and actually talk to these folks about how this problem can be solved and what would help us not continue to stay in this position. So we've come up with the Birmingham Inclusive Contracting Initiative. That's the BICI.
Okay. I'm looking at this with you.
Okay. Number one, we want to do a fair adjustment commitment. We propose a fair and transparent adjustment to ensure a true 30% commitment to black contractors based on the total value of the project. Okay.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why that couldn't be 50? I'm just being hypothetical because I'm looking at the makeup of the city and the county.
Right.
I'm thinking if the disparity study shows me something,
that's where that that number is coming from.
It's coming from the disparity study?
Correct.
Wait a minute. So hold on. I'm missing the point here. It's majority African, 70-some% African American. You're 60-some% African American in the county, and he only gave you 30. Can you explain? Because everything I'm telling you right now, that's what they thinking. Like, why is it 30 when we got a majority here?
Yeah, but what happens? It takes account for the other. When we look at what we call a hub, a historically underutilized business, we have a women-owned business that's classified as a hub. We have Spanish or descent businesses that's classified as hubs. We got MBEs, which is minority business enterprise, DBEs, and then we have, in particular, black that's classified as hubs. So there's multiple sectors of the hub now. Like the caller spoke to earlier, he was talking about how it used to be just the black contractor in that particular position with that percentage. Now it's multiple people that are dependent upon that. So that's one of the reasons why when they run a disparity study, they're looking at the other ethnicities that falls within that hub to ensure.
And everything you're getting, I get that.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask this question. Everybody in the car for the ask right there. Then raise it. If you got to add women, if you got to add Hispanics, you got to add black. Why put it at 30? Put it at 60 so you get everybody in there.
Sure.
That's what I'm getting at. Dude, 2 + 2 today is still 4. And it was 4 when I was at Robinson Elementary School in 1972. So I'm just telling you right now, it ain't the numbers ain't changed. The numbers don't lie. If we're the majority, then you raise it to 60% and they get to 40. And that way you can fit everybody in. I'm just saying, am I speaking wrong? Stop me if I'm speaking wrong.
No, I mean, again, Chris, you're absolutely speaking correctly. The number 30, though, is based on the finding. So what we're trying to do is line up or run alongside of what is already
what
set
came
as
back,
an image,
what
right?
came back
Set
from the
as
study.
a remedy,
Right. Okay.
Set as a remedy. So rather than not run with what is already established as a remedy to collectively deal with this issue, because like Mr. Swain said, within the confines of all the folks that are represented in this thing, in this pool, the black community or black construction professionals, they have a specific number that they represent within that, within this 30.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
I got you.
So that's one of the reasons why it is imperative and that is just very important to reach the goal.
Okay.
And to exceed it. Because if you do that, then subsequently everybody will be at some measure represented equitably, at least based on the study. And if you don't reach it, which we have not in this case, then that's how you find us at 0.94.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what I'm talking about is, again, getting to the table to talk about a fair adjustment commitment. Okay. That means not only meeting the percentage in terms of the contract numbers, but also in the actual monetary value. See, that's important too. See, if you look at the 3 identified black contractors on the amphitheater project, those dollar values are minimal. The cleaning company, $70,000 contract. The glass guy, I think he's in this neighborhood of $200,000. The sprinkler guy, he's in the neighborhood of 100 or so thousand, 150,000. Well, when you just do math as it relates to monies that they will probably take from that project, collectively, if we just had to look at it, you're talking about maybe what, 60,000 to 50,000 bucks. That's all that's going to be made.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's why it's important, like I said, make sure that folks are included. By doing this, we can ensure that black contractors receive an equitable opportunity and the benefits proportionate to the project scale, fostering genuine economic inclusion and growth. That is how you continue to develop
to make it a bond. So basically over the past, I'm just going to take a stab at it, y'all, and stop me if I'm wrong, 35 years, they have stunted the growth of the black contractors in this area. Am I speaking out of turn for the question I just asked?
No.
Okay.
You're not. And
Okay.
here's what happened. You know, every time that there's an opportunity, first of all, let's be clear. People that have the resources, they keep them and they continue to get them opportunities. The folks that don't, they don't. When it comes to bonding, which is a critical point to this whole process, we want to believe that at the end of the day, we have not been afforded the opportunity and the access to the bonding that everybody else has. And subsequently, there has not been a way to scale, as you say, up to now be able to bond a $46 million job. And that has been done purposely, in my opinion. I'm involved in a situation now with respects to some insurance issues, and there is a database that is collective, and that if Chris has issue with a carrier, whether it be ABC carrier or not, with respects to insurance, if you have not completed an audit, if you're disputing an audit, if you have outstanding balance, well, if they, based on the way this thing is set up now, Chris cannot now go and get any other insurance until whatever is resolved with ABC Insurance Company. Okay, that prevents Chris from actually growing his company.
Yeah,
because you may have an issue and disagree with their audit. You may be disagreeing with what they're counting against you, and if you disagree, essentially, an audit is essentially them coming back and saying you owe us more money. Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that happens all the time.
That's crazy.
So my point is, when it comes to building capacity for bonding, we see or believe that there has been a concentrated effort within that industry. That's why you've had these other bonding companies just come about to, if you would, to come and deal with high risk, if you would, companies like Black contractors that otherwise couldn't get premium coverage from a DC company. So you have these other companies that form, and we find out about them. You can find out about them. They say, hey, we'll bond you. Now, the bond is going to be more expensive, but at the end of the day, they will bond you. We haven't been afforded that opportunity. That came about in 2000. That's 24 years ago.
I want to hold that. Got to take a break. We'll be right back, man. We're talking to the Black contractors, man, Jarrod Sims, Mr. Swain. We're going to come back to them in a few minutes, y'all. Hold on.
Honk your horn. Honk your horn one time.
It's time now for traffic from our V94.9 Traffic Center, presented by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Hey there, Chris Coleman. The wait is over. It is 5 o'clock traffic jam time. In the metro Birmingham area, this traffic report is sponsored by Audible. Listen up over on Not Too Bad Ride. Getting to your destination. Just several stalled motorists on the interstate. So make sure that your vehicles are ready for the freeway ride. Outside of that, a bad crash is backed up on 459. It's northbound on Highway 280. You will see flashing lights in the area. Now listen, if you're stuck in traffic on Highway 280, why not escape the traffic jam with Audible? Immerse yourself in new world stories and ideas with an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Monique Johnson inside the V94.9 WATV Traffic Center.
While you're on your way to work, Sheriff Mark Petway says don't text and drive. Your safety is his top priority. This traffic reminder is being brought to you by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department and the all-new V94.9 WATV.
It's Didi in the morning and Wednesday on the show.
Yep, actress and comedian B. Simone, my Dallas, Texas cohort, will be in the building, and this is going to be a really good interview.
Plus, have you ever snooped on your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, all that? What did they do and what did you do with that information?
All right, come on now. Y'all know I got that money for your pocket with that $1,000 million.
All right, make sure you wake up and win and get ready to laugh with your favorite morning show.
Didi in the morning.
On V94.9 WATV.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Birmingham, it's time to celebrate. On June 18th, enter Rickwood Field to see the Birmingham Barons and the Montgomery Biscuits play in a special tribute game to the Negro League. Then, on Juneteenth, join us for Barnstorm Birmingham. Enjoy a celebrity softball game with stars like Roy Wood Jr., Jalen Milroe, Omari Hardwick, and Ryan Howard, followed by a concert from Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin. Tickets are on sale now at MLB.com/Rickwood. That's MLB.com/Rickwood. Don't miss this historic event.
Hey, it's Chris Coleman. Summer is here, and I want you to get the same deals like my man Parnell got by dealing with Bidding Kings. Brand new flat screen TV just for him bidding on it and winning. And you can win too. It's super easy. All you do is download the app, get some great deals. Like right now, it's a great time to get those summer deals I've been telling you about. Lawnmowers, patio items, barbecue grills. And how about getting that new bed for the house, like the mattresses and all types of furniture and tools? Get the app. Make your deal. Make your selection and get to bidding. The best way to get your bidding on is with Bidding Kings.
So I just went to Kohl's to shop their first ever customer appreciation event. And now I'm here to spill the details. Because I'm a Kohl's card holder, I got an extra 30% off. Or if you're a rewards member, you get 20% off. Even non-members can save with 15% off. And as an added bonus, Kohl's also has great prices on Father's Day gifts. Like top activewear, Sephora cologne, grilling gear, and more. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss out. Hurry to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end June 16th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What seems to be the problem?
Doctor, thank goodness. My husband found out Cricket Wireless has 5G plans starting at $15 a month, and his jaw just dropped.
Did he hear about Cricket's blazing fast 5G?
Yep.
What about their reliable nationwide coverage?
Yes, that too.
I see. Unfortunately, there's no cure. But you will have really fast 5G.
Get jaw-droppingly fast 5G for $15 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Video may be limited to SD. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. Subject to change. See store for details.
Hello, I'm Frank Woodson, and I'm running for House District 52. With the Republicans in control of the House and Senate, we need proven leadership in working across the aisle. As a Democrat, I work with the senior advisors to the president to feed Alabama during the pandemic. I was elected by the governor and leaders of the legislature to lead the state of Alabama's Land Bank Authority. I am qualified to be your voice in Montgomery, Alabama. Remember, elect Frank Woodson on June the 18th for House District 52, paid for by the campaign to elect Frank Woodson.
Celebrating 100 years. Citizen Trust Bank in the community since 1921. In a world where change is constant, there are some things that should always remain the same, like certain standards and values. You come to expect the same high standards and values in your bank. Through 100 years of world change, Citizens Trust Bank remains committed to serving its customers and the community with the kind of service that most have abandoned. We are caring and courteous financial professionals here to tailor solutions based on your individual needs. We welcome the opportunity to earn your business. Visit us at 1700 3rd Avenue North or online at ctbconnect.com to find out more about our financial solutions today. We are Citizens Trust Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hot or cold?
More clouds stream in overnight across central Alabama, and temperatures fall into the low 60s on Wednesday morning. A mix of sun and clouds through Wednesday, highs landing in the upper 80s. Humidity begins to increase on Thursday, very hot during the afternoon, with high temperatures in the low to mid 90s. More sunshine heading into the weekend as we face the warmest weather of the year so far. Afternoon temperatures reach toward the upper 90s on Saturday. I'm WVTM 13 meteorologist Briley Brown with your V94.9 forecast.
The Think Tank is back on right now with Chris Coleman.
What are you talking about?
V94.9 WATV.
And I've been honored to be graced right here with the guys from the Birmingham Black Contractors here at Birmingham. To really breaking down what's going on out here and what's going on with the black contractors. And I hope you guys have been listening to them. First of all, I want to thank you guys for showing up.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, Chris.
Hanging out with us, man. If they wanted some more questions, because are y'all available to answer questions? Cause,
absolutely.
Because a lot of people are still cloudy, and I want to make sure they have clarity.
Sure.
And some stuff you can't talk on the air, but you can say it off the air, and they probably want to ask you some off-the-air questions. Can you give them a good number to get at you and Mr. Swain in case they got some questions?
Absolutely. They can call the office, the BCA, at 205-737-1599. That's 205-737-1599. We'd also ask that they go to our website, the Black Contractors Association, Inc.org. There is a question tab there. And again, it'll give you more of an idea of what we're doing and explain more of the mission. We'd ask that you also, like or follow us on Facebook and all the other platforms. That'll keep you up to breast. Our administrators on those platforms will certainly get those questions back to us. But if you call that number, if no one answers the phone immediately, I will get the message, and you will be able to speak directly to someone in the organization to get any questions you may have for us.
I want to thank you so much, man, and I hope you guys are going to put this stuff that you were reading on your site so they can see what is happening and what's taking place. I really thank you guys for showing up. You guys be safe, man. I'll catch you guys right here tomorrow starting at 3.
Get ahead of the game for the 2024-25 school year. Register for success in BCS, Birmingham City Schools. Register